Hi and welcome to the Average Gamer's new video show. We'll be talking about the biggest news in gaming this week and some of the games we've played. I'm Debbie Timmins.
And I'm Nick Silverside.
And I'm Sean LeBode.
So obviously the biggest story this week was the announcement of the Xbox One. For anyone who missed it somehow, Xbox One is the new console from Microsoft, strangely enough. It's an all-in-one system, so you've got the box, it comes with a controller, and possibly crucially it comes with, you have to use Kinect. It's like, you can't unplug it, it's going to be there in your bedroom or your living room, watching you all the time.
You can't just like hide it down the back or put your face in, put a picture in front of it.
Well, that's what I think, right? Like, if I had it in my bedroom, I'd be like, no, I'm just going to drop that down there.
I'm just really scared that there's going to be a box edition that doesn't come with Kinect, and that means you can't play it. I mean, what do you think? I mean, is it going to come with it straight out of the box? I mean, I've never had Kinect myself, so...
It's going to be like, this is it, you have to use Kinect, because it's all voice commands, it's swishy hand movements, assuming that works.
So the future really is here, and Skynet is taking over.
But they pitched it, yeah, the camera's connected and to, what did they say, 30,000 or 300,000 servers, they're running Xbox Live, it's going to be all this computational power that's apparently in the cloud, so...
Oh wow.
There's lots of stuff.
SimCity, I don't play sports games, it was all EA Sports. I don't play Call of Duty, and we saw no gameplay from, what was the other one, Quantum Dream from Remedy.
Yes.
So, for me, it was, there's nothing. I like Kinect though, I don't like Kinect, but I've always liked the idea of Kinect because, I mean, the one thing I always say is Mass Effect, right? All I wanted from Mass Effect with Kinect is to look at the galactic map and be like, zoom in, zoom out, okay, I want to go here, and just control it like Minority Report.
Yes.
But you can't do that.
You can't, no.
I mean, they show flicking between television, which you can do already with your remote control, and also opening up stuff like, if you wanted for some reason you wanted to open up Internet Explorer while you're watching a film, you can do, but
it makes your phone smaller. Why wouldn't I just use my phone?
I'm just watching. I want to watch the film.
I do. Like,
I don't want to multitask. Yeah.
I can't actually watch TV without going, I know that actor. Who is it?
I mean, there was a glimpse of a pre-rendered video from the new Forza game, which showed off a nice race between the two McLaren MP412C supercars. That was nice, but again, it was pre-rendered. It didn't show the gameplay footage. The Xbox was just like the engine behind the games that we're going to get. And then Call of Duty, we saw the same footage recut several times. They told us about the game, and then they said, oh, and here's the trailer, which was the same footage we'd already seen to tell us about the game. Yeah. And Call of Duty, which is the Twitter parody account for the dog, the famous dog now that's in Call of Duty Ghost game. That was about the most entertaining bit of the whole conference, was the dog. Yeah. We have motion captured dogs.
Something's been done before as well, so...
Well, they did say, look at the dogs in Modern Warfare 3, that was rubbish, and the dogs before that was rubbish. Look at this dog's amazing, it's even got scars on its nose.
And a tattoo on its ear, wasn't it, as well?
Because when you're playing Call of Duty, you're going to be looking at the scars on your dog's nose.
I want Call of Duty DLC, I want to know how that dog got those scars, the story behind the dog.
Yes, and possibly, I don't know, play the dog? Who knows? I would love to play it as the dog. I mean,
well, there's that Game of Thrones RPG that came out about 6 months ago, I think, where you've got some sort of symbiotic relationship with your pet dog, and you can jump into his body and see the room as basically you follow smoke trails that are supposed to be smells.
So it's been done before?
Well, isn't that Assassin's Creed?
That's true. I think the biggest thing I took away from just the Xbox reveal was literally the amount of TV there was, as everyone would agree, but it's literally, I don't use my Xbox to watch TV, so it's watching TV through Xbox, which is showing you TV. It's like TVception, basically. It's just everything's within each other.
My TV does that, you know, my TV has a guide. What about the pre-owned rumours?
Oh, the pre-owned rumours of not being able to play them for free, I guess, is going to upset a lot of fans, including myself anyway.
Like not being able to share games?
And, the sharing.
You need to play them for free.
As in,
We all pay for games.
We pay for games, but having to be charged as well to, I guess, play on another machine that wasn't the original licensed one that has been signed up. I mean, is it going to sign up? You sign your games up to it? I don't know how it's going to work.
Yeah, I get the impression that it's like XBLA works now.
Okay.
So, you know, I buy a game, Nick can play it on the first console I download it on. But if I come round to your house, I can play it on my gamer tag and you can play it while I'm signed in, I think, as long as we're playing together.
I've had a lot of questions about it. There's been numerous different responses from Microsoft, whether it's from Twitter, whether it's from Major Nelson on Twitter, and also Phil Harrison. So it's like, what is the real situation with it? And I expect a lot more information at E3 just to clear that up.
What else have we seen? We saw The Last of Us. You guys have both played it.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I liked it. I mean, it's. I just played a demo. It was a fairly short demo. It was like half an hour. So there was 2 cities you could play. Where you got to explore the environment. And usually for a game, a modern game, the game just leaves you alone. If you're just standing there doing nothing, it doesn't nag you, it doesn't push you. It's not like Gears of War, which will practically teleport you forward in the pot because you're. I'm like, now I'm bored of you trying to look for cog tags. Like, time to play the game. Whereas Last of Us, it'll just let you explore. There's an arcade machine in the demo that was actually quite interesting. There's a little story from Ellie about
Can you play
watching it. You can't play it. I want to play it. I totally want to play it. And they've actually skinned the outside. They've skinned the outside. There's really nice art on the outside of the arcade machine, which shows the main character who's got like blaze on her hands and everything. And Ellie's talking about, oh, I remember seeing this for the first time with my friend playing it. I'd love to play it. And there's little stories like that. And while you're wandering through, I could have completely missed it. I could have just wandered past.
Do I smell a downloadable game here?
Maybe, yeah, because you can't.
Yeah, action design.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I liked the fact I was left alone. It's probably the first Naughty Dog game I've really sort of felt this is really not a nice world to be in. There's the Infected, which sound like as I said in my preview, sound like someone's strangling a parrot. They sound really quite horrendous. And you just left to explore, and I always enjoyed that. And the bow and arrow was quite fun to play with, and the explosion effects are good. There's a lot of mutilation, there's decapitations, there's legs getting blown off, there's blood everywhere. So it is an 18 rated game. This is a mature game for the American audiences. It was a demo that left me wanting more, which is good for a demo.
Yeah, you mentioned Infected. You talked to was he a microbiologist?
Yes.
About the cordyceps.
Yes. So basically, he was telling us, I guess, the science behind how the Infected came about. If it was to happen, what kind of danger could we be in just from basically the humans being influenced by this nature being one of the biggest enemies in the game?
So the game talks about how diseases are jumping from animals into humans, and this has happened repeatedly. Sometimes parasites also just produce nasty compounds in the course of their daily life, and we accidentally ingest those. So historically in Europe we've had many cases of what's called St. Anthony's fire, where you have convulsions and hallucinations when people ingest infected rye or grain or corn, this type of vegetation where we're making bread, for example. That's because the fungi are really good at producing compounds which can affect mammalian behavior. And so this seems to be a consequence that we can find, and these are the effects that we can see in the game, and it's also the effects that we have actually seen in historical landscapes, such as, for example, in Salem witch trials, or recent outbreaks in France in the 1950s when we had mass hallucinations. These fungi produce compounds which are the derivative of LSD, so they're producing some interesting drugs.
The other game we saw this week was Ashes Cricket 2013. Nick, you spoke to the developers about that, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, the game's out next month, 21st of June, and people have been dying to see actually what the game looks like, because there's been no screenshots, no video. It's like, does the game actually exist? So we got to see it today and got to chat to the devs. Yeah, they've got a lot of the things in there, as though things that weren't in previous cricket games, like they've got the Melbourne Cricket Ground, lots of places like here where are Lords, so they've got those are in there. They're also licensed players, so they've got the England and Australian cricket teams, so all the squads are in there. They've done some motion capture of players, not the actual licensed players, because they can't, they haven't been able to motion capture them. They've actually got university players to.
There's a good reason they couldn't motion.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, it's covered in insurance. If they get injured while faffing around in a mocap studio, then the insurance bill's a little bit large. Yeah, well, it must be nice also to, if you're playing the cricket game, to actually get to play in the other different cricket grounds as well, see what they're like. Because obviously you've played in Australia, you've played in New Zealand, so playing the game, we see how they compare.
No, it is. Yeah, you're right. It'll be good to see how they replicate the stadiums and the grounds that we play on in real life. There's some fantastic grounds around the world, and to have them on the game is fantastic for not just for myself, but also for the average game player.
Yeah. Cricket's quite a complex game. They've tried to make it as accessible as possible. That word, accessible. So things like you can configure your own field settings and you can save them. So if you know that one of the Australian batsmen's got a weakness for getting not very good at dealing with bowling that's on the left hand side or on his pads and stuff, then you can put loads of fielders around his pads and try and get a bat pad catch.
I'm just staring blankly now. You said accessible.
It's like
this is not. Like, will I magically learn cricket if I play this?
You would learn actually quite a lot about cricket because it makes it, you can actually get into the game without having to worry about the nitty-gritty because the AI seems to be okay, and it will do all the field placing. So you can let the computer do as much as you want, or you can get in there and set your fields and do all the bowling and batting, or you can just actually watch it. So you'd learn quite a bit about cricket. And they've just, all the different stadiums are in there and the crowd, so like 2020 is more like an arcadey version of cricket, so it's 20 overs each side. So yeah, the crowd's much more boisterous. The music's like, you get music for boundaries and when people get out there's loads of music.
So it's not just Ashes.
It's not just Ashes, yeah, there's one day internationals and there's 2020 matches in there as well. So whereas test matches is all like a bit, the crowd's a lot quieter because it's over 5 days, can be up to 5 days, whereas 2020 is like bish bash, banging boundaries all. It's just like get the game over, get as many runs as possible. So they've got those in there. But it's we haven't played it yet, so I need to play the game. And it's out, end of next month.
And that was our first weekly show from The Average Gamer. Hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you like it. Come back next time. See you then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Roll credits. Pretend we're shuffling paper.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.